Chief Justice for indicating the court is going to investigate. I want to underscore the separation of powers. This is the Supreme Court's job to investigate the leak. The Chief Justice indicated that's exactly what he's going to do. And I hope that the leaker, who is extremely likely to be found given the limited number of people who have the ability to access early drafts of opinions, will be dealt with as severely as the law may allow, and certainly the Supreme Court as the
the tables have turned. Look who's got the insurrection now.
Body in the country would know what is the appropriate penalty. On Ukraine, I want to reiterate to the administration the way to get relief.
Thanks for watching.
Quickly.
Please subscribe and hit that like button
to move by itself.
For more updates on the news.
There is overwhelming
Thank you for all the new subscribers.
For getting the Ukrainians as much help as they need, as quickly as possible. For that to happen here in the Congress, that package needs to be moved all
Sorry
by
for the
itself,
movement of
without
the camera. I only have one hand to hold it.
That we've been debating related to Title 42 and additional help for therapeutics. So that's the way to make progress on Ukraine quickly. With regard to the revelation of today, I'm confident the Chief Justice and the Supreme Court will find the leaker and
you think they'll find the leak?
To apply appropriate punishment.
You think they should be punished? Leave a comment.
Senator Mitch McConnell there on the Hill saying that the leaker needs to be found out and punished. Jonathan, we were talking to you about the leaker, but let me come back to the change in mood among some of the conservative justices at his confirmation hearing on January the 11th, 2006. Samuel Alito, like other candidates,
how the tables have turned.
Justice, said that, you know, the principle of
that's a real insurrection.
When it comes to Roe, it's established in decided law. So why the change now?
Well, there was also some countervailing statements by the justices that they could not commit to any particular view or position on the court in a future case. All of us understood Alito was someone who was not a fan of Roe v. Wade. Others, like Barrett, refused to say that Roe was so-called super precedent, refused to give that guarantee. By the way, so did Judge Jackson in the most recent nomination, agreed with Barrett on that point. But, you know, the Senate has gotten into this trend of demanding assurances on specific cases. Many of us have really thrown flags on those plays, saying, look, this is troubling. You can't make a confirmation conditional on a future vote. So I don't see any legal liability for these justices. People saying that, oh my gosh, this must be perjury. I think that's perfectly ridiculous. And, you know, there are many things in confirmation hearings that can be read either way.
What's your feelings on abortion?
A lot of these senators, frankly, went too far. A lot of them read too much into statements. But at the end of the day, these justices are allowed to change their mind. And they're allowed to rule what they think is the course demanded by the Constitution.
Just want to go back to what we just heard from Mitch McConnell there, saying the Supreme Court's under attack. Hopes the leaker is dealt with as seriously as the law will allow, and then ultimately said it's up to the Supreme Court to investigate the leak. As we know, Chief Justice Roberts is doing just that and said so through a statement earlier today. When you look at the leaked draft opinion itself, Jonathan, that, as Mike Davis also pointed out earlier, is government property. And so while you said that the legal precedent is false statements, what about the fact that this was in the possession of the court and was leaked to the press?
Well, it is government property. It's just that the laws governing theft, governing obstruction, have elements that would be somewhat problematic. What's the motivation of this individual? I've always doubted that the motivation was the change votes in the majority.
That's what the motivation
I think that would be a rather bizarre assumption. It seems like it's designed to trigger a political reaction outside the court, possibly to push the legislation in Congress. but it is an attack on the court's integrity and its tradition. I mean, this is a very serious matter for the court to have to recover from. Whoever did this decided to abandon any semblance of ethics, any professional standards that govern their lives, to pursue a political